this is what's happening with him and Blooper as we get set for the ball game tonight.
He was showing him how to lay his bat down and not do a bat flip. So they tried it again. One more. That was worth the price of admission.
That
right
was
there.
great. Well done, Jose Bautista. So lineup cards finally being exchanged. First pitch supposed to be around 8:15 or so tonight. Atlanta thankful to get Anibal Sanchez back, fellas. Last time he pitched was April 13th. But the Braves got a big scare 5 days later here in right field while Sanchez was running sprints.
Yeah, that was a horrible sight given how well he had pitched. Nobody knew how serious it was, but when they put his leg in an air cast, it was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a knee injury or something. But it turned out to be a hammy and sidelined him for what has turned out to be about 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while, and you know, like we talked about at the time, injuries never come at a good time, but he was throwing the ball well, and you hated to see that happen. So hopefully he's past that. He can pick up where he left off and continue to pitch well for the Braves.
So April 13th, his last big league game, he pitched a couple of rehab starts, guys. The first one was not good at all. The second one a lot better. Is that something you even worry about with a guy that's been around as long as Sanchez?
No, I don't think you do. I mean, a lot of those times, those rehab starts, you know, those guys that you're rehabbing against see it as an opportunity to face a big leaguer. So they're going up there with, you know, everything they've got and showing you their best. And for you, you're just trying to get comfortable again. So it's not a surprise that the first one wasn't so good, but clearly the second time out there, more comfortable, more in his routine, and pitched much better second go around. You see his numbers on the year: 3 games, 1-0 with a 1.29 ERA. So, like we said, he had been throwing the ball well, and let's hope that he picks up where he left off. The Braves could use it.
Well, his 4 keys to pitching success tonight lead us right to that, and that is you kind of expect some early rust. He's a guy who's got good command, so if he's a little off the zone, you might expect that in his first game back. And leading off innings, he has been amazing at keeping the leadoff batter off base, leading off an inning. Hitters are only 1 for 13 with 1 walk so far against him, and that's outstanding. Hopefully he can do that again tonight.
And guys, in this era where radar guns and max velocity for short amounts of time is the way that major league pitchers are working by and large, Anibal Sanchez ain't that guy, and it's so refreshing to watch, isn't it?
No, he's you know, he's one of those guys that's going to throw everything at you. He'll throw anything at you at any count. It doesn't matter. And he's, you know, certainly a little bit different pitcher at this stage of his career, but, you know, still relies on locating that fastball. But hitters know any count, any time, they might see something else, so they can't sit on anything.
So we'll see what the pride of Wyoming, Brandon Nimmo, has in store for us. He leads off the New York starting lineup presented by Mickey Callaway and Toyota. Jose Bautista, hopefully no bat flips for him. He's in left field hitting third. Adrian Gonzalez at first. Reyes Matz hitting eighth. Ahmed Rosario hitting .292 over his last 22 games is batting ninth tonight. It's turned out to be a gorgeous evening as Anibal Sanchez goes to work. His first pitch since April 13th is a called strike. 76 degrees. We'll take that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night now.
A 41-minute rain delay before first pitch. And Nimmo gets hit.
Again.
Yeah, that's the second time this series that's happened. He was hit by Max Fried to start game 1 and came around to score on a bases loaded walk. Getting right in the dorsal fin.
Plenty of equipment to protect him, that's for sure. Bat boy needs a shopping cart to bring all that back.
And Asdrubal Cabrera, the hitter for New York. Cabrera 1 for 5 in the series, 8th leading average in the league, batting .313. Arguably their best hitter, most consistent hitter for sure. And he has worn out the Braves. The pitch is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Would the term professional hitter be one that is applied to Asdrubal Cabrera?
I'm not ready to put him in that
super special category, as that one's hit to straightaway center for the first out.
in that Gonzalez territory, that Nick Markakis territory just yet.
Just yet. All right.
But he's a good hitter.
And he lined that one hard for the first out. And here is Jose Bautista. Bautista getting another chance with the New York Mets. He's played pretty well. He's got 5 hits for New York. His average climbing, it's up to .213 on the year. Bautista 1 for 3 in this series. Runner goes, got a huge jump. And a bad throw for Flowers. Nimmo will hold at second as Ender backed up the play. No chance to get Nimmo, who's now 4 for 4 in steals.
Good work by Inciarte. He wasn't a spectator. He was there if needed. And turned out he was.
So a hit by Bautista could score the game's first run. Bautista 5 for 19 against Sanchez in his career. One of those hits a home run. Didn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's that any pitch, any count, any spot work for Anibal.
Change up there on down and in. Good pitch.
Nimmo breaking for third, and Bautista saw that, and Nimmo steals third base without a play. He steals second, he steals third. That was as easy as it gets.
And that's one of the things too that, you know, takes a little bit of time to come back when you haven't been on the mound competing for a while. Is, you know, you're so intent on getting out there and trying to throw strikes and get in your groove that you kind of lose sight of the other elements of the game, and certainly controlling the running part of the game will take some time.
2-2.
Bautista pretty selective last night. 1 for 3 overall. Walked a couple of times.
Fly ball right center field. Ender on the run, won't get it. That's behind him. Backed up by Markakis on the track, and Bautista with an RBI double. And the Mets strike first in the first. It's 1-0 New York.
Center cut pitch. And able to place that one right in between Markakis and Ender.
Yeah, fast. The pitch before, they tried to climb the ladder and he didn't bite. I don't know if they were trying to go back up there or if they were just trying to go away, but nonetheless, like you said, center cut. Bautista's not going to miss that one.
So the Mets get the first run of the night on a Bautista double. Here's Michael Conforto playing center field. And an off-speed pitch cut on and missed. Strike 1. Conforto's had a nice series. He's got 3 hits. All 3 of them came last night. 3 singles. Mets last evening in game 2 pounded out 15 hits and scored 8 runs. And a pickoff play, a bad throw. That's into center field, and Bautista will move up on a throwing error.
An inauspicious return.
Conforto with a fly ball could make it 2-0. The Braves infield will play in. Sanchez will change his mind and go to the stretch.
Yes, a good decision.
Tom, with your circle change, if you were set and had your grip already in place, and then something like that happened where it was obvious that you might have a pickoff attempt, was it hard for you to get to your fastball grip?
Yeah, but a lot of times if that was the case, I would just eat it and not throw it. You know, maybe still spin and make the guy get back, but probably wouldn't throw it.
Back to the mound. That's exactly what Anibal needed. Conforto can't bring home Bautista. That's the second out. now Devin Mesoraco's coming up. He's got 5 hits in his last 3 games for New York. He'll be joined on May the 8th when Matt Harvey was traded to the Reds. Now Anibal can go to the windup. Bautista 90 feet away, but 2 out. Chris Guccione has the plate and says strike 1.
Matz have scored in the first inning in all 3 games.
Did he go? Yes, sir. Ben May rings him up. 0-2. Let's see if he can take care of the catcher right here. Ground ball left side. Dansby charges and fires to first, and all in all, that was real good work. Could have been a lot worse. A hit batsman, 2 stolen bases, and a Bautista double gives New York a 1-0 lead, with the Braves coming up for the first time. Steven Matz, who turns 27 today. The Mets give him a first inning run as he faces the Braves lineup featuring Ender Inciarte leading off. Albies, Freeman, and Markakis follow on the Toyota lineup card. Tyler Flowers is swinging a hot bat, so he gets the start behind the plate. Charlie Culberson and Preston Tucker will split the left field duties until Acuna comes back. Dustin Peterson will work off the bench, says Brian Snitker. And let's see if Atlanta can find a way to solve Steven Matz, fellas, or Matz, I should say. They haven't solved the Mets lefty yet.
This year, 9 starts, 2-3 with a 3.8 ERA. Picked up his 2nd win in his last time out against Milwaukee, going 6, giving up no runs and 3 strikeouts. He's been throwing the ball well.
And today's his birthday.
27.
Oh, to be 27.
Ugh.
The old line is we have ties that are 27,
Yeah.
and for the 3 of us, it's probably true. As he gets ahead of Ender Inciarte for strike 1. Got to get Ender going. He's 6 for his last 34. And serve that one foul. It's 0-2.
Matz doesn't throw many 4-seamers, mostly 2-seam fastballs that are 92 to 94. He's got a good curve and change up. Throws a slider on occasion too.
See, that's just, I don't understand that with guys. Why you don't throw a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. I don't understand that.
And Ender got hit by a pitch. Well, those are even. Now let's see if the Braves can cash that in.
It's kind of natural to throw a 4-seamer, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I mean, most guys throw a 4-seamer and not a 2-seamer, but
Question for Matz is how durable can he be? The most starts he's made in a big league season is 22. He's suffered a partial torn lat muscle He's had left shoulder tightness. He's had elbow inflammation. And he's had surgery to reposition the ulnar nerve in his elbow.
Yeah, I've always liked him maybe the most out of all these guys. I love DeGrom, love how he goes about his business, but you know, this guy, big kid, throws 94 from the left side, has all the pitches. Just, you know, to me, a guy that has a superstar written all over him, but like you say, he just can't stay healthy.
And that's got to be the most frustrating thing of all for the Mets. Matt Harvey got hurt. DeGrom hurt himself last year. In fact, he went to the not DeGrom. Syndergaard hurt himself last year. Went back to the DL again today. Matz has had his problems. A generation ago, there were also 3 New York pitchers who were supposed to be the next big thing: Pulsifer, Wilson, and Isringhausen. All 3 of them broke in New York. One ball, no strikes. And popped up. Cabrera drifts out. Nimmo comes in and makes the play as he pops out. 1 on, 1 out for Freddie Freeman.
This guy made a big splash, Matz, when he first got called up by the Mets a few years ago. And when that lat muscle developed, it was like Citi Field came crumbling down. He become such a fan favorite already, worried and scared everybody to death.
Freddie Freeman, the hottest Braves hitter, riding a 10-game hitting streak. "16 hits in those 10 games for Freddie. He's got 4 hits in this series. Little bouncing ball right side. Cabrera gives ground, settles, and throws to first just in time. Inciarte to second, and 2 men are out. So hit batsman, a pop out, and a ground out brings up Nick Markakis, the Braves right fielder, with 72 hits and shredding left-handers to a .365 batting mark this year. Braves, as you know, have been so good in 2-out run scoring spots. Nick at the top of that list. Braves have scored 123 2-out runs this year. Fast man at second base. The pitch. Get over breaking ball, called a strike.
First inning has been Matz's worst inning throughout the course of the year. 5 ERA in the first inning. So see if the Braves can take advantage of that.
Well, you mentioned that last start, Tom. 6 innings of 4-hit shutout ball against Milwaukee, who's got a very good lineup. And it was at Milwaukee,
where the Brewers are 18-10 on the year. They've got a 4.5 game lead in the Central. 0-2 pitch. Straw came out, late call, and 95 on the black. That was very impressive. Ender left stranded at second. 1-0 New York after 1 here in Atlanta. double in the first inning. Braves have dominated New York, winning 6 of the first 8 games, in large part because of this SunTrust confidence play.
Starting pitching, 179 against the Mets. Got to love that. Only 3 long balls. Oh, better than a 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Wonderful.
Yeah, those numbers right there will tell you why the Braves have had the Mets number.
And Joe, your Ford keys came into play in the very first inning. A rare leadoff man thanks to a hit batsman, and there was some rust for Anibal Sanchez, not necessarily with the strike zone, but some of the other facets, Tom, as you suggested.
Yeah, fielding his position was a little bit rusty, so hopefully he's got that out of his system and he'd settle in.
Gonzalez, Reyes, and Matz are the 3 for New York. And Adrian sprays one down the left field line, foul for strike 1. Interesting splits for Adrian Gonzalez, as you'll see his season-long numbers in a moment. Got off to a very cold start in April, batting just .203, but he drove in 16 runs. In May, he's hit for a much higher batting average, guys, but only 2 homers and only 4 runs batted in.
Well, last year with the Dodgers, spent almost the whole year on the disabled list, and a lot of people thought he was probably done. Included in the deal to come to Atlanta under the premise that he would be released as soon as he got here, and the Braves honored that.
Little tapper hit toward Ozzie. Good read, and he flips to first in time. 1 out. 3 straight ground outs for Anibal Sanchez, who, when is right, gets a lot of soft contact. And a good start to the New York second. Jose Reyes, the batter. Reyes batting .156. Line down the right field line and out of play. That's a long, loud strike. 0-1 for Reyes. Jose went 1 for 5 in the nightcap last night, scored a 6th inning run. He struck out his last 2 times up. Tell you who impressed me last night, in fact in both games, was Luis Guillorme. Put the ball in play a lot. Drove in 3 runs in games 1 and 2 combined. But Reyes gets the start tonight and got pushed off the plate. Flowers tried to frame that one. Well presented, but called a ball. 1-2.
Well, he's seen Sanchez more than anybody in their lineup. That may have been the reason he got the call today.
New York begins play tonight, 4 games behind the Braves. A game over 500. Pitch is lifted softly to shallow left. In comes Charlie, slides and makes the shoulder high catch. Pretty play. Well read, well played, and well caught.
I liked how he called Dansby off early, so that he can make every effort to make the catch. Nicely done.
Yeah, got a good jump on that. Good read and nice play.
Really happy for Charlie. He's having some good success, good luck the last week or so. Getting a chance to play. Doing good work. Now Matz hits, the 8th place hitter for the Mets. Steven 1 for 14 as a hitter. One and two.
Early in this sequence, he threw a four-seamer. First pitch at 91. It's a stiff 91. It's a four-seamer. It gets on you rather quickly, and it's enough.
Matz putting up a fight here. The 1-2 pitch is out of play.
Yeah, with everything else he's able to do with his off-speed stuff, and the respect the hitters have to have for that, he makes that 91 look like 94.
He does. I remember a pitch or two when before he got hurt was in the 60s. Little ephus breaking ball of some kind.
1-2 pitch. That splits the plate, and Sanchez has his first strikeout since coming back from the disabled list. Tyler Flowers will stride to the plate. He's swinging a hot bat. He'll lead off the second. 1-0 New York early. Heat up at the plate. Tyler Flowers and Kurt Suzuki were so instrumental last year for the Braves. Tyler Flowers starts action tonight with a 5-game hitting streak. 3 homers, fellas, off Sale, Quintana, and DeGrom. That's a pretty good trio.
That is a real good trio to put on your mantle. National League ranked since the beginning of last season. He and Suzuki second, third, first in homers, and first in RBIs.
That's our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot. Let's see if Flowers can hit the jackpot to start the Braves second. Tyler's 8 for 17 against lefties this year, a .471 average. That's with an impressive start. Hit the first batter, Ender Inciarte, then got the next 3 outs without difficulty. 4 hitters faced, 9 pitches thrown. For Matz, who, as Tom said, often has a rough first inning. Not tonight. Flowers, then Camargo, then Culberson for the Braves as we start the home second with a called strike. A little bit low and an even count. Pretty stiff breeze blowing from left to right here at the ballpark. We'll see what effect that has on deep fly balls. As we said, with the storms passing through and that breeze picking up, it's a lovely 76-degree night. Missed badly. 3 balls and a strike. Tyler's turned into one of the toughest outs for the Braves because he has such an excellent view of the strike zone. He is walking a lot, getting on base a lot. Made him throw a strike, and he did. Full count. 95 in the lower inside corner. Tough to pull the trigger on that.
That's a nice easy 95 too.
Effortless. Sure is.
And Flowers takes ball 4. They've tried to tie him up inside, and he keeps taking that pitch for balls. Second Braves base runner. Camargo will try to provide the first Braves hit. '20th walk issued by Matz in almost 44 innings. So he will make things a little tougher on himself than he'd like. Let's see what Johan can do. He too, Joe, has some real weird splits. With runners on base, Camargo's hitting .324. With runners in scoring position, he's hitting .357. With the bases empty, he's hitting a .133.
Yeah, he's gonna have to play some of those mind games and tell himself there's people on base, if that's what it takes.
Let's hope that .324 number proves us correct here.
Yeah, and need to get him and Swanson going at the bottom of the order. You suggested that last night, Chip, although it was so late I don't really remember what time it might have been.
Well, you were obviously tired because you agreed with me, so
that is a very good point.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, that delirium kicks in. You got to take advantage. As Tyler leads at first, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, it's hit to center. Conforto drifts back. Wind pushed that back toward the center fielder. Not much carry to it, and that's the first out of the inning. Steven Matz was a 2nd-round pick by the Mets in 2009. From Ward Melville High School. 15th player, 12th pitcher to appear with the Mets who played high school on Long Island. And of course, the left-handed power, the number, the heritage, the comparisons to Sandy Koufax.
Yeah, I thought that was a lot to put on a young guy.
I'll say.
Giving him number 32.
Little squibber hit towards second. Cabrera is going to make the sure out at first base. Flowers at second. Dansby Swanson the hitter. Second time in as many innings the Braves have gotten a man to second. Dansby Swanson will be the hitter, and you're right, Joe. Dansby's numbers are piling up in the wrong direction of late.
Yeah, since he came back from the wrist injury, 6 for 36. But what's more troubling is 15 strikeouts. Hitting .280 against lefties, though. Maybe tonight he gets that all turned around.
They play him well off the line at first. And that one across his shoe tops. 1 ball, no strikes. They've got Anibal Sanchez on deck, so Matz has the luxury of not giving Dansby much good to hit here, as he protects a 1-0 second inning lead. And after 2 sailed out of the zone, the Mets say enough's enough. Let's not chance it. They intentionally walk Dansby, and Anibal will try to help himself.
How do you feel about that? That wave down to first.
It's, you know what, honestly, when I'm here doing games and I kind of see the guy running down, my first reaction is, what happened? What did I miss?
Yeah, me too.
I still haven't gotten used to it.
Happens to me all the time. What a smart play. Now they go after Sanchez, and Matz can retire the pitcher and turn things back over to his offense, leading 1-0, barring a base hit. Anibal's had just 3 trips to the plate. Braves have had 3 base runners, a hit batsman, 2 walks. Mets have had 2 base runners. a hit batsman, and a Bautista double. Now the 0-2. Good cut, fouled back. That away, make him work. 94 miles an hour as well. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, a breaking ball. Matz has his second strikeout. Braves strand two more in the second. Rosario, Nimmo, and Cabrera coming up. Our great Fox Sports crew members. He works graphics from time to time when the Mets are in town. That's his lovely wife Shelley, who obviously needs to visit the optometrist as they're enjoying Game 3 here at SunTrust Park. It's time for This Day in Baseball History, brought to you by Geico. May 29, 1976. The Astros' Joe Niekro hits the only homer of his 22-year career off his brother Phil. Houston ties the Braves in the 7th inning and would go on to win that game by a final score of 4-3.
Wow, if you got one homer in your career and it's off your brother, man.
Might be a little tough around Christmas time, right? Hope Nuxie's doing well. Hope he'll come to the ballpark and say hello here before we get out of town again. Hopefully Anibal Sanchez can roll through the 3rd inning with Rosario, Nimmo, and Asdrubal Cabrera. Hot process for Mickey Callaway here. Got a hot hitting Rosario. Hit him 9th. Bat him behind the pitcher. Might get a few more pitches to hit. Then you've got a second leadoff man batting in front of Nimmo and Cabrera. See how it works out.
Worked out good this time around. It's to lead off the inning.
Rosario was off to a slow start at the plate, but he's coming on. Last 22 games hitting almost 300 for the Mets. 3 RBIs, 3 hits so far in this series. And a shot off the end of the bat to second. Another weak contact ground ball. Sanchez racking those up. Rosario's out number 1.
Isn't it fun to watch, guys? Isn't it fun to watch a guy pitch?
Yeah, I love it.
Cat, mouse, pitcher, batter. It's the essence of the game. And when you watch pitchers adjust to hitters and vice versa, it's so beautiful when it's done well. And Matz and Sanchez are doing it.
He's not a soft tosser. He's pitching. He's in the 90s with his fastball. He's pitching.
Here's Brandon Nimmo, hit by a pitch his first time. Told you the story a couple of times. Nimmo did not play high school baseball in Cheyenne, Wyoming. One of 2 states that does not have a formal high school baseball program. Montana's the other. 1-0 pitch. Nimmo played a 70-game American Legion schedule in Cheyenne. His teams played in Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma, Washington, Nebraska, Montana, and New Mexico. To get enough quality competition. And the Mets saw enough to make him a #1 pick. And a shot past Freddie Freeman on a 78-mile-an-hour curveball. His family thought so much of his and his brother's baseball prowess, they built a barn on their property that they converted to a 5-lane batting cage.
Wow.
During the harsh Wyoming winters.
5-lane?
Five
for 2 boys?
For 2 boys.
Well, that's how you can hit in one cage and leave the balls and then go to the next cage, so you don't have to pick anything up.
I'm pretty sure they were the most popular baseball kids in Cheyenne.
I'm sure they were.
The big barn.
Now you're thinking, Tommy.
Here's Cabrera. He lined out to center. And Nimmo safely at first. Remember, he stole 2 bases back-to-back in that first inning and scored on the Bautista double. So keep an eye on him. He got great jumps on both steals as well. That was close. Pretty good lead. Not sure if Nimmo has a good swimmer's move. If he decides to go in head first on a stolen base attempt, we'll have to wait and see. Not going. And a high fly ball well hit to right. Markakis turns and admires that one. It's a long 2-run homer for Asdrubal Cabrera.
Guy's a professional hitter.
I don't know about that, but he's good.
First pitch homer is 9th of the year, and New York extends the lead.
Fastball. He jumped all over that first one.
Yeah, kind of similar to the mistake he made on Bautista for the double center cut.
And the Mets, without Frazier, without Cespedes, without d'Arnaud, are hitting home runs at a furious pace. That's 9 homers in their last 6 games, 25 homers in their last 20. And a strike to Bautista has him behind 0-2. And that deserves a hug. It went a long way for Asdrubal Cabrera. 3-0 New York now. The pitch is a little low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To make room for Anibal Sanchez on the 25-man roster, Lucas Sims was sent back to Gwinnett. Max Fried was the Braves' 26th man. He also was returned after the doubleheader. And Bautista didn't chase. 2-2.
I think Max will get another opportunity. First chance. Pitched well.
Agree.
The 2-2 is taken low. Full count. Told Mike Soroka is scheduled to work in Rome on Friday. No discomfort in the back of the shoulder, which was what sent him to the disabled list in the first place. And then the Braves will evaluate and see where he is and when to bring him back. That's smoked foul. And 3-2. So Atlanta has their hands full tonight. Steven Matz has excellent stuff. He's been spotted a 3-run lead after 2 innings of work. And a base on balls for Bautista. He is not going up there just hacking away. Even with the Braves, despite his low batting average, guys, he was willing to draw his share of walks. And he's done that again here with 1 out.
Yeah, nothing wrong with his eye. It was just a matter of trying to get his bat speed up to snuff.
Here's Conforto, key spot in the first inning. Runner at third, 1 out. He tapped back to the mound. And off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Perfect pitch. 1-1. Who's wearing the paper cup glasses on the Mets bench? Oh, it's Cespedes.
You went to see Dr. K today.
That one got away from Flowers, and Bautista moves up 90 feet. That should, well, that's called a wild pitch. Never hit the dirt. Tyler had to reach for it. So no passed ball, but a wild pitch. Interesting note on two of the Mets starters tonight. Steven Matz was the 999th all-time player to ever wear a Mets uniform. The man in the batter's box, Michael Conforto, was number 1,000 in Mets history. He debuted July 24th, 2015. And he takes ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And Chuck Hernandez is going to pop out for a visit. While we have a moment, guys, heard some sad news before we took air tonight. One of our broadcast colleagues is going through a tough time right now. Longtime radio voice of the San Diego Padres, Ted Leitner, is going to be undergoing some cancer treatments. And Ted on social media today put out a statement saying that after the game Wednesday, he's going to be taking an indefinite leave of absence from the Padres broadcast booth as he begins what we hope will be a successful and courageous battle against cancer. So Ted, if you're watching, any of your fans in San Diego are watching tonight, all of us in Atlanta extend you our thoughts, our prayers, and best wishes for a very, very speedy recovery.
Thoughts and prayers for his family. And Ted, of course, got to know him in Oklahoma City way back.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Ball, no strikes. In a business where there are so many folks who try to sound like others behind a microphone, Ted Leitner is perhaps the most distinguished voice behind a baseball microphone in the business these days. You hear Ted, you know it's a Padres game. Mesoraco the batter. 1 ball, no strikes.
All of a sudden the plate jumping around on a ball. He needs a ground ball here.
Yeah, having a tough time getting his breaking ball over.
Stretch now, and the 2-0 pitch. Got the ground ball. Second base, 1. Perfect turn, perfect throw, and Sanchez is out of the soup. Asdrubal Cabrera hits a 2-run homer to make it 3-0. Top of the Atlanta order gets their second look at Steven Matz.
or on demand at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
That promo read has been months in the coming, by the way, and I want to say you did it exceptionally well.
Thank you. I practiced it for the 5 seconds you were back there eating your nachos.
Ender leads off and takes ball 1 from Matz. Ender hit by a pitch to start the game. Got to second, but was stranded there. Matz threw 9 pitches in the first inning. 18 in the second, now 2 so far here in the third. One ball, 1 strike. Right now he's got them all working. Oh, Matt snagged it. And a flip to first in time for out number 1.
Says something for being in a position to field your position, huh?
Yeah, you're going to help yourself a little bit there. Yep, was in a good position, made a good play.
And Ender's retired for the first time. That brings up Albies, who popped out in the opening inning as well. Ozzie has a couple of homers against New York. That one sprayed out of play. Strike 1. He is our AARP feature. Take on today, Ozzie.
Against left-handed pitchers, he's had big numbers. It's like the first time all year it's dipped below 400.
To short. Rosario can't get that one. It's under his glove, and Albies improves those numbers against lefties. That is the first Atlanta hit.
Rosario took a real sharp angle to that baseball, and then only to watch it bounce by him.
I don't know about you guys. I'd like to see him do that more. Hit the ball on the ground. Use his legs.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, certainly when things are you know, slowing down a little bit, so to speak, you know, he's been struggling a little bit for some extra base hits and things of that nature. But when he's, you know, when he's swinging it well, no. But when he's struggling a touch, yeah, put the ball, you know, hit it on the ground and use your legs and see what you can do.
And he's aboard in front of Freeman, who with one swing could make it a 1-run game. Freeman already the 5th most hits in Atlanta Braves history. He passed Javier Lopez earlier in this series. The only Atlanta Braves who have more hits than Freddie Freeman: Henry Aaron, Andrew Jones, Dale Murphy, and Chipper Jones. Bouncing ball right side. Cabrera sliding stop. He's made that play a lot, and he made it beautifully for the second out.
2 good plays he's made against Freddie tonight.
He's a former shortstop. He knows how to go to the ground and get up quickly. Nice play.
Matz might have made his best pitches in the game to Nick Markakis. It was breaking ball, fastball at the knees, fastball on the black away to retire him. Starts him with a breaking ball and foul away. Strike 1. Markakis got hit on the hand. Did he swing? They're asking if he did swing. That's foul ball. A very painful foul ball, and you heard Nick as that ball hit him trying to swing, and now he's shaking out the bumblebees in the left hand.
Boy, right on the knuckles. It looked like it hit right on that left hand. and pinched him on the bat. It's his right hand. I thought it hit his left. Oh, they are looking at his left.
Now Brian Snitker is going down to talk with Phil Cuzzy to ask what he saw that made him think Markakis was swinging the bat in that situation. If you swing at the pitch and it hits you, it is considered a strike. Or in this case, a foul ball strike. Brian obviously disagrees with the decision by the third base umpire, who had the best look at it. What do you guys think?
I mean, by the spirit of the rule, I guess the bat probably went around, but at some point in time there, he's stopping his swing because he knows the ball is going to hit him in the hand. And I think it's more his momentum that brings the bat around than as much as anything else.
Agreed. His body was twisting, and that's why the bat went around. But he was shaking his right hand and kind of flexing his right thumb, and they were looking at his left hand. Must have gotten both. Must have pinched maybe the pinky finger and the thumb.
So where do you think Matz will go with an 0-2 pitch?
I think he's going to go breaking ball down and away.
No balls, 2 strikes. Left that pitch up and away. 1-2. This is one of those moments where you wonder how a major league hitter ever gets a hit after a play like that. Not going to even grip the bat. There's that down and away. It also missed. 2-2. He's missed with 3 in a row.
Yeah, that was kind of a half-hearted effort to go back in there.
One of the things that makes Nick so tough is that his bat stays in the zone for a long time. He holds it flat, almost parallel to the ground, cuts through there.
Ozzy's going to try to steal third. Little roller hit toward third base. Tricky hop. Reyes throw to first. He got him. Bang, bang play at first. Markakis called out. Albies was running with the play. I would assume the Braves will take a look at this. That was very close. And if this one is challenged and overturned, Atlanta will get a run. Safer out.
Looked out on that.
Out.
Well, the Braves are going to challenge it. Well, that's as close as it gets. Eric Young thought he beat it. Albies running on the play. Came around to score, but with the third out at first base and Markakis called out, there has to be clear and convincing evidence to overturn the call. And the call is confirmed. He is out. So the Braves challenge and lose and come up empty in the third. 3-0 New York.
Well, I really like great pitchers, and Noah Syndergaard is one of the top pitchers in the league, so I'm upset when those guys don't pitch because I like to watch, but the Braves do catch a break. He was supposed to start tomorrow against the Braves, and he has been scratched due to an index finger that has a strained ligament. He will go on the 10-day DL. Talking to Braves medical staff, why is that important? Well, ligaments attach bone to bone, and if it is strained, it could actually rupture and lead to Tommy John that would be needed on that index finger. He had a blood blister on the opening day start there this year, so it is a cause of concern. Vargas will start tomorrow.
Great report, Paul. Thank you very much. And more bad luck for this injury-riddled Mets club that is already without Cespedes, Darno, Frazier, Flores, Ramos, Lagares, and now Noah Syndergaard. Hasn't bothered them tonight. They lead 3-0 on 3 hits. A Cabrera 2-run homer, the big blow. Here in the 4th, Anibal Sanchez has Gonzalez, Reyes, and Matz due up again. Adrian Gonzalez, 2,044 hits. In his big league career, 1,197 RBIs. He has had a fine major league journey.
Tough out too his whole career. Good plate coverage. No one set way to pitch him.
Smoke to right. Markakis will turn and watch that one fly into the seats. 317 career homers for Adrian Gonzalez now, his 6th of the year, and New York extends their lead.
This target was down and away, and I think the pitch was down, but it had the middle of the plate, and he just golfed it.
Yeah, he knew it. So did Anibal, who is very rusty. 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 homers. And Reyes fouls one away at the plate. Nice catch by Charlie Culverson, took away a hit chance for Jose, his first time tonight. And taken low, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's over the tarp and out of play, a ball and 2 strikes. After the Mets and Braves wrap up this series, New York goes home for a 4-game set with the Cubs. They have 2 games with Baltimore next week, then a weekend series with the Yankees. That gets them to June the 10th. Reyes down on strikes. That ball biting in on his hands. Sanchez has strikeout number 2.
Nice little cutter, slider.
Yeah, good pitch, well placed.
Steven Matz struck out his first time. He's 0 for 1. We're trying to weather the storm and stay relevant in the Eastern Division race. First place to 4th place separated by just 4 games tonight. Braves have a half-game lead over the Nationals, a 1-game lead over the Phillies, a 4-game lead over New York. Washington's winning in Baltimore 3-2 tonight, as Matz almost picked off Rosario in the on-deck circle. Look alive, Ahmed.
No gloves. A lot of stickum. That might help him when he goes to the mound.
The 0-2 pitch. is pulled fair inside the line at third. Steven Matz is having himself quite a birthday. The throw to second is going to be late. He's got a stand-up double. He leads 4-0. He's pitching brilliantly, and he's in scoring position for New York.
Wow, he turned on that ball that was in on him.
Yeah, they're going away again and ran across the plate. But yeah, like I said, he turned on it.
And he runs well.
He's an athlete.
Oh,
come on, you know I had
we
to
were
get it
so
in.
close to getting to June without hearing that. There's Rosario, who grounded out his first time up. And that's inside. Keep an eye on the Nationals. Washington's starting to heat up, folks. They've won 19 of 26 games. They come to Atlanta Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That'll be a fun series. Apparently the Braves will miss Max Scherzer.
That's too bad.
Fly ball center. Ender will track that down. Matz at second. Thinks about tagging, but he's not going anywhere. Strong, accurate throw by Inciarte. There's the second out. Meanwhile, Baltimore continues to have all kinds of problems. The Orioles are 17-37 on the year. Baltimore has the second worst record in the big leagues. Only one game won more than the Chicago White Sox, who are in full rebuild. And everybody's wondering when or if they're going to trade Manny Machado and some of the other pieces they have at Camden Yards. Nimmo scored 2 runs out of the leadoff spot. He bats first because of a very high on base percentage. He entered 5th in the league in this series with a .425 on base. Little roller and a ball almost overran it, and he'll apply the tag, and that retires the side. Adrian Gonzalez led off with a solo home run. 4th inning, 4-0 New York. On against Steven Matz. They have only one base hit against the birthday boy tonight, wearing Mets colors in Game 3. Game 4 is coming up tomorrow night. We join you at 7 o'clock with Braves Live on Fox Sports Southeast. The game will stream live on Fox Sports Go. Julio Teheran has been great against the New York Mets, who will not have Noah Syndergaard pitching. Jason Vargas, who's been cuffed around by the major leagues this year, sporting a 10-point ERA, is pitching the finale for New York.
Something going on with Steven Matz.
Yeah.
Then Mesoraco went out there, and now Cabrera's calling the staff out from the dugout.
They have seen this movie before.
Looking at his finger.
His trainer's asking if he can flex that finger, bend it. That's kind of the same thing that they're talking about with Noah Syndergaard.
Remember when Shane Carl had to come out of a game because he couldn't feel the baseball in his index and middle finger? He was okay the next day, but there was some temporary numbness.
So this is already going to be a big decision for Mickey Callaway. And the decision's made. Matz can't continue. This is unbelievable. Exactly what we talked about earlier. Matz has been unable to stay healthy for whatever reason, and there's some discomfort in that left hand. You see him flexing his fingers while holding the glove and making his way to the New York dugout.
I don't know what Mesoraco noticed, but he went out right away at the risk of it being charged a visit to the mound even between innings.
Wow. So Matz, who was absolutely dealing and had been rolling against Atlanta, coming off a great start against Milwaukee, has to leave this game on his birthday, has no chance to win it because he didn't pitch 5 complete. And now the New York bullpen, which has been used a lot in this series and has been hammered over the last 4 or 5 games, has to pick up 6 innings and protect a 4-run lead. High flying 11-1 to start the year, and then reality and injuries started to set in. Steven Matz can't continue after throwing 3 warm-ups before the Braves hit here in the 4th.
Flexing his fingers there, threw a couple more, and then Mesoraco went out to say, what's going on?
I mean, it's just curious what could have, I mean, it could have been something with the swing. And he showed no signs at the inning before, and really from the first warm-up pitch he was flexing his fingers. So
isn't it interesting already how Mesoraco knows his habits and how he warms up, and noticed something was off, and then you see Cabrera waving everybody out.
Yeah, Mesoraco kind of, Matz kind of talked him off, and Cabrera was like, no, you guys need to come out and look at this. And
well, it's a shame for Steven Matz, who is pitching a great game. He can't continue, and Paul Sewald now will come in and pitch long relief. He will have as much time as he needs to get ready.
He's been a long reliever for them, 17 appearances, 28 2/3 innings, so a lot of extra inning appearances for him. 90 to 93 fastball, slider, and a changeup.
Remember in game 2 late last night, game that ended almost 1:30 in the morning, P.J. Conlon, who has since been sent back to Las Vegas, lasted just 2 innings. Hansel Robles pitched 3 innings. Gesellman an inning, but he's been used a lot. Rame went an inning. Familia pitched 2 innings to pick up the save in game 2. In game 1, Seth Lugo went an inning and a third. I have no idea who would even be available for New York. And with all of their problems their bullpen has had, now with the injury to Matz, this has got to be DEFCON 1 for Mickey Callaway and the Mets. The worst possible scenario they could envision. With Vargas going tomorrow, and he's been hammered all year long.
They called up Gerson Bautista yesterday. He was here for the doubleheader, and he remains with the team. So that's a fresh arm, as is Jerry Blevins, a left-hander.
Okay, so that's 2 guys, but they've got to get 18 outs. What a shame. Again, I want the Braves to beat the Mets every time they play them, but for the sake of the game, to see such talented guys get hurt for this New York franchise, which had to go through this all year long last season, has to be just absolutely heartbreaking for their fan base. Yeah, it's just one thing after another.
Well, that's the thing. You just got to be wondering, all right, what's going to happen next? I'm not sure what else can happen, but
it's funny, a minute ago, Chip, you were talking about some of their injuries and that now Syndergaard is not going to pitch, and you were going through the list, and I wanted to say, yeah, but they still have Steven Matz tonight.
Yeah,
like that might be all they need.
Well, what a shame. But the way he was pitching, you'd rather not have him out there. Atlanta's now going to face Paul Sewald out of Las Vegas, with Flowers, Camargo, and Culberson coming up. As soon as we get word for the reason for Matz's departure, we'll pass it along. Sewald, a tough luck pitcher for New York last year. 57 games, went 0-6.
And 0-3 this year.
So that's 0-9. If my math is right. That's the second longest streak in team history to begin a career without a win. Is it Anthony Young that has their record?
Wow, that would be a good pull right there.
No, he was certainly up there.
Hammered deep left. That's over Batista's head and right at the 385 sign. Flowers is on his way to second. The throw is off target, and the Braves have their second hit.
Fastball up and in, and Tyler put another good swing on it. Squared it up. Good start to the rest of this game.
Yes. Here's Camargo. He flied out to center against Steven Matz. 4-0 New York for the moment. And inside. The Mets don't have a record of most individual losses in a row in a career for one season. Anthony Young did lose 27 straight games, though, at one point as a Met. Don't know if they were first 27. So good news for Sewald. If it is Anthony Young, he's only a third of the way there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off the screen, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Get him over, Johan. Culberson waits on deck. Sewald's out of Las Vegas, played college ball at the University of San Diego, was a teammate of Chris Bryant while there, as was P.J. Conlon, last night's Game 2 starter. For New York, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Not a good at bat for Camargo. He's down on strikes and is 0 for 2.
Good change up from Seawold. Goes across his body. Hides the ball pretty well.
Charlie grounded out to second his first time up. 4-0. Braves have 2 hits and a strike from Seawold. This is an important game for him. He can pitch a couple of effective innings. If the Mets hold on, he might pick up that elusive first win. Ground ball, that's going to squirt past Cabrera into right field. Flowers around third. They're going to wave him. The throw to the plate is off target. An aggressive send by Ron Washington. Nimmo couldn't make a good throw to retire the Atlanta catcher. And Culberson with an RBI hit puts Atlanta on the board.
Little opening over there on the right side of the diamond. Charlie took advantage of that. And Tyler got a good jump off second.
Yeah, another mistake in, trying to go in, elevated it again, and another base hit.
Former teammates talking things over at first. Culberson and Adrian Gonzalez. Now Dansby the batter. He takes a shot at right. Long run for Adrian. Foul ground to the warning track, and 6 rows up. No play. Strike 1. Don't have to get them all at once, although that wouldn't be a bad thing, but keep plugging away here. Get into this Mets bullpen ever deeper. Their last 5 games, they've given up 17 earned runs in 19 innings. That's an 8.05 ERA.
Wow. Hopefully he'll try to run that 2-seamer in on Dansby. Make a mistake on the inner third.
Taken low, even count. If you're just joining us, Anibal Sanchez starting for the Braves for the first time since April the 13th. He's on deck. Steven Matz started, pitched 3 one-hit shutout innings before leaving with an injury to his pitching hand. Another pop-up right side, and no play for the Mets. It's 1-2. Tyler Flowers greeted Seawold with a double off the wall in left and scored on Charlie Culberson's 1-out hit. There is action in the Braves bullpen. As a high fly ball walloped down the left field line, but Dansby out in front.
Darn it, that's what we were looking for right there.
Yep.
Well, follow Culberson's lead. Now hit one fair.
Yeah.
As the great Hawk Harrelson would say, right size, wrong shape. On that pulled foul ball. So we know they can't get it by him inside, and during this strikeout binge for Dansby, Joe, he's been chasing that slider low and away. I wonder if they'll go there.
They would be smart to. It's worked for him.
Big hole for him right side. Line to left. Bautista's not going to get that. He'll play it on a hop. And Atlanta is going to have runners at second and third. Dansby hustling out of the box, doubles down the line, and Atlanta's in business.
Good call, Tom. Wasn't a homer, but it was an extra base hit.
Yep.
And good hustle by Dansby. Change up.
Can't help but think, Joe, about the psychological lift that it gives a team when a pitcher pitching like Matz has to leave for any reason this early in the game.
That's pretty funny right there. Stepped on his own foot, or on his own hand. So something was still touching the base.
11 doubles. And Ryan Flaherty's going to be pinch hitting for Anibal Sanchez. Good move here. Got a chance to add a couple of runs. Get Flaherty going. I don't know if you saw it online today. There was a great story written by Jerry Krasnick, who's an outstanding baseball writer, about Ryan Flaherty and Nick Markakis. Absolutely delightful piece talking about their baseball relationship and their family relationship. They're brothers-in-law. Terrific story. 1-0 pitch. And a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, they married sisters.
Sanchez leaves after 4 innings, a 4-run ball. 1-1 pitch. Just inside from Sewald. Flaherty got off to a great start for the Braves. At one point led the league in hitting. A hit scores 2 for Atlanta. The pitch is grounded foul, had him out in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So the Braves have been stymied a little bit lately. They get their runner at third base, less than 2 outs, and they can't get him in.
Which wasn't the case for the first 5 weeks. Inciarte waits on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Flaherty. And fouled away. Flaherty had a 6th inning base hit late last night in game 2. Also scored a run. Adding 279 for the year with 10 runs batted in. Chance for 2 more. The pitch.
Good cut.
He's got a good battle.
That was a good swing in this regard, that he fought off a really good pitcher's pitch.
First game back for Sanchez, hoping the Braves can get him off the hook. He's down 3 runs, but it's only the 4th inning. The 2-2. A flinch and ball 3. Woo. How about that take?
Went to a backdoor breaking ball, slow one. No, just a changeup.
Yeah, never got back. Good call.
Okay, fellas, what's he throwing now?
He's going to throw that one again.
And he got him to chase it. It was not a strike. And Flaherty is down swinging. 2nd strikeout for Sewald. It's a biggie. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs now.
And that's what's been happening to the Braves hitters in this situation. They're not putting the ball in play. They're striking out a lot and allowing the opponent to get out of the inning with a fly ball or ground ball to the next hitter.
And that next hitter is Ender Inciarte. Yeah, in game 1, won by the Braves 4-3. They were 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position with 5 strikeouts and a double play ball. And tonight, similar numbers, Joe.
Yeah, tonight 1 for 6, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, you can see that hit aspect of that equation cooling off a little bit from time to time, but for a team that has really prided themselves on striking out or not striking out, that part's a little bit baffling.
Yeah, it's so frustrating because fly ball gets you a run, and the other runner could tag up, and then ball in the dirt, you might steal one that way as well. Inciarte's got to dig out of a hole. 0-2. Braves have a run, 3 hits, 2 of the hits doubles. See if he's got Ender thinking inside.
Yeah, a real nice comeback for Sewald if he can get out of this with only 1 run allowed.
And stroked down a play to the left. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Washington still leads in Baltimore 3-2. That game's late at Camden Yards. Nationals a half game behind the Braves. Here it's 4-1 Mets. Second and third, now 2 outs after Flaherty struck out. And the pitch. Now it's Ender's turn to put up a fight. Culberson singled Flowers home. He's at third. Swanson at second. With a 1-out double. They play Ender slightly around toward left. Conforto shaded that way. Big gap toward the Braves bullpen. If Ender could fill one here. He laid off. Was a foot off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tons of changeups.
He doubled up on Flaherty after missing away. See if he comes back with it on Ender.
Let's find out. Almost to the screen.
Struggled both sides of the plate trying to get the ball in on guys.
A 31 pitch inning for Sewald. The stretch 3-2. Ball 4. Now Atlanta has him loaded, and Albies is coming up. Dave Island's coming out to talk it over.
Really good at bat by Ender. Laying off some pitches and making Sewald work.
So Ozzie hits with the bases loaded. He is a very aggressive hitter with runners in scoring position. Hopefully Sewald won't use that aggressiveness as a weapon against the Braves second baseman here.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Should.
Yeah, use that changeup, especially on the first pitch.
A Brave at every base with 2 outs. That got away. Here comes Charlie. He'll score on a belly flop. There's a gift. It's 4-2 and everybody moves up.
Rocco almost looked like he got crossed up.
They call that a pass ball.
It was a changeup. We almost hit him on the shoulder on the fly. Barely got any leather.
No throw, and Culberson in safely to make it a 4-2 game now. 33 pitches for Sewald in the inning. Mets bullpen busy. 1-0 count. Freddie Freeman is on deck. The Mets have only 1 left-hander in their bullpen, and he is the man loosening, Jerry Blevins. Ball 3.
You're talking about available arms down there, Chip. If this guy can't get through the 1 inning that he had to come in and pitch, that puts him even deeper in the hole in the pen.
He made him throw a strike. All bets are off now. 3-1. Matz left, and the Braves have gone to work. 2 runs, 3 hits, a walk, and a passed ball. Have plated 2. Braves are hoping for more than that. The pitch. High, towering fly ball to center. He got under it. Conforto is there, and he makes the play to retire the side. 37 pitches for Sewald. The Braves get 2. 4-2 your score. We go to the 5th. Now it's 4-2 after 4 innings. The 5th inning sponsored by Audi, and it's Mets killer Matt Whistler coming out of the Braves bullpen to relieve Anibal Sanchez. Matt had another great game against New York in a start earlier this year. 7 innings of 2-hit 1-run ball with 8 strikeouts. That's the good news. However, in Matt's major league career as a relief pitcher, he's made 21 career appearances and has a near 8-point ERA. Atlanta needs a shutdown inning from him right here with the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Not called a strike. It was apparently high. Ball 1 to Asdrubal Cabrera, who hit a 2-run homer back in inning number 3 off Sanchez. Can't come in and walk people. He's behind 2-0. High fly ball to right. Markakis checks the wall. That's going to carry out of here. A 2-homer night for Asdrubal Cabrera.
He's like the best hitter on this team except for Gonzalez.
Because you know why, right?
Yeah, I know. My fault.
3 hard hit balls by Cabrera.
Fastball down the middle.
Yeah, he's getting some centers.
Matt last pitched at Boston on the 25th, an inning and a third, 2 hits, 2 runs.
He's got the stuff. Just keep waiting for him to turn the corner, and it does not happen.
I don't know what it's going to take for that to happen, for him to go around the corner, because he does have good stuff. It just sometimes in the middle of the plate. I was just looking at his most recent appearances, and that includes the minor leagues in AAA for Gwinnett. He's given up at least 1 run in each of his last 10 appearances.
That's cut on and missed. Great ricochet right back to Flowers. There's a break. Otherwise, Bautista would have reached. 1 in, 1 out. Right off the bricks, and a lucky break for Flowers. Here's Conforto, who bounced out and walked. So the Mets get a run back. It's now 5-2. As I mentioned earlier, the Braves sent Lucas Sims back to Gwinnett. Sims went 2 1/3 innings last night, was not going to be used today, so Whistler the first man up in long relief. And he's given up a homer to the first man he's faced, Cabrera, who has his 8th career multi-homer game here tonight.
8th. That's a lot. Surprised at that number.
And he's in double digits for the year with 10 after his 5th inning blast. Cabrera now with 149 major league homers. His best homer season was 25 back in 2011 with Cleveland. He had 23 homers in his first year with the Mets. That was in 2016. Base hit the other way by Conforto on a 2-1 count. Ender cuts it off. Conforto takes the turn, heads back to first. This game kind of a repeat performance as to what we saw in game 2 last night. Both clubs starting to pile up hits. Both bullpens struggling to retire the first hitter. In fact, in game 2 last night, none of the Atlanta relief pitchers retired the first hitter, and that was costly. It was for Whistler tonight with the leadoff homer. Here's Mesoraco, 0 for 2 with a double play. Swing and a miss. Mesoraco's joined some exclusive company since putting on the royal blue and orange of the Mets. He's the 9th Met in their franchise's history with 5 or more homers in his first 15 games in New York Nationals colors. Some pretty good names on that list. There's the 0-1 pitch. Neil Walker did it. Carlos Delgado did it. Ron Swoboda, Rico Brogna, John Buck. Remember John Buck at the great start he had in 2013?
Yes, yes.
And Frank Thomas, not the big hurt, but Frank Thomas, who played on the 62 Mets, had 6 homers in his first 15 games. And quickly became an obvious fan favorite in the Mets expansion year. One ball, 2 strikes for Devin Mesoraco. Mets went to Cincinnati to try to find an answer to their catching problem with Darno and Plawecki injured early in the season. Plawecki came back yesterday and had a great game. He had 3 hits, a walk, and reached on a fielder's choice. Pitch is caught on and missed. Mesoraco down on strikes. Runner at first, 2 down.
Nicely done there by Matt Whistler. Good breaking ball. Took a little off of that.
A little bit more break.
In your early days, Tom, you pitched out of the bullpen, right?
No, I never.
Never?
Never. Pitched a little bit in AAA, and that was it.
Okay, well, let's draw on that experience. First, the pitch to Adrian Gonzalez, who's already hit a home run tonight, 1 for 2. Conforto with the lead. What's the most difficult challenge as a guy accustomed to starting, pitching out of the pen like Whistler's doing? Matt considers himself a starting pitcher as well.
I just think it's the getting into the game aspect of it. You know, as a starting pitcher, you know, you're out there in your mind for the long haul, and if you have a little bit of a slow start in the first inning, you have time to recover. As a reliever, you don't have that luxury. You know, as a starter, you're easing your way into the game a little bit. The hitters are easing their way into the game a little bit. You know, as a starter, I try to get through the first inning or the first time through the lineup without throwing maybe a pitch or 2 that I'd save. You coming in as a reliever, you're generally seeing a guy for his second or third at bat, so he's into the game. You gotta get into the game with him.
Runner goes. Pitch fouled away. Conforto had a good lead. And I would think the cues that you get from facing a guy 1 or 2 times leading into the middle innings is a big advantage for you as well, as opposed to Whistler, who's just watching from 385 feet away.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously, you know how you're going to try and get those guys out, but you know, on any given night, a guy, you know, he might not be seeing the ball well, so he may not be reacting to a certain pitch, or he may see the ball well and he's reacting differently to a certain pitch, and you can't necessarily see that or notice that from the bullpen. You've got to experience it for yourself out there on the mound.
Tried the inside corner and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, I mean, the flip side too is I've heard guys say, and I've heard Smoltz say it too when he went to the bullpen. You know, you're out there for 1 inning. Go out and air it out. Go. You know, there's nothing to keep in your reserve for later in the game or anything like that. So for some guys, that's a positive of coming out of the bullpen.
That's not strategy. That's not having a plan. That's just getting after it.
Now he's full to Gonzalez. Reyes waits on deck. Conforto will get a running start here with 2 outs. New York adds to their lead 5-2. Struble Cabrera's hit a couple of homers. There goes Conforto. The pitch is hammered toward the gap. Ender on the run. Great jump. Streaking. Getting there. What a catch. And that retires the side. The Mets get the leadoff homer, and that is it. 5-2. New York the lead. Bottom of the inning coming up. Braves are coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Who better to get a rally started than Braves first baseman Freddie Freeman? Freddie is tonight's Zaxby's indescribably good player.
And why not? He's reached base 18 straight games, 397 average over that. He's hit in 10 straight. He's grounded out twice tonight, so he'd like to pick up a knock right here and extend that to 11 games.
And it's not Steven Matz, but Paul Sewald who's out there for New York after throwing 37 pitches and allowing 2 runs in the 4th inning. He's back with the middle of the Braves order up. Just went next door to talk to the Mets broadcast team and asked Keith Hernandez who he thought might not be available out of their bullpen tonight. He figures Robles isn't after going 3. Seth Lugo he thinks is going to be starting a game, so he's probably not going to pitch. There's a ground ball hit to second. Cabrera is doing it all. And there's out number 1. Familia went 2 innings in the wee hours last night. A multi-inning save for him. He might be iffy if it gets to the 9th inning. So that would leave him Blevins, Gerson Batista, Robert Gesellman, Jacob Rame, who also pitched. So they are woefully thin with 5 innings of baseball to cover in relief. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they got to get Sewald through this inning, and then they start to look and say, well, we can piece it together maybe with those guys the rest of the way. But if any one of those guys the rest of the way has a hiccup, it's going to be a problem.
See how Nick Markakis swings the bat. Remember, on a check swing foul ball, he was hit on the hand trying to avoid the baseball, was charged a strike. And they later grounded out in the sequence. One and one. Nick with 72 hits this year and a .406 on base percentage has torn up the Mets. 14 hits against him this year. He's driven home 9 of his 37 runs against the Mets. I want to see how that hand felt. He fought it off.
It's a good way to test it.
The 1-2 pitch. He is again grounded to second. Cabrera is going to need a new glove after this game. He's been busy. Got Freeman on groundouts to second 3 times. Markakis once, Culberson once. And here's Tyler Flowers, a walk and a double. Second time he's seen Sewald, who by the way is due up second when New York comes up in the 6th. 5-2 Mets. And all of a sudden he looks like a different guy.
Yeah. Much more aggressive this inning. It's like he went out there that first inning trying to protect the lead, trying to not mess up, and this inning he's out there to get guys out.
1 ball, 1 strike. Fly ball toward left center. Bautista is there, and Sewald recovers with a much more effective 1-2-3 5th. He did that on 11 pitches.
Hats off for heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Joe, Tom, and Chip with you from Atlanta. Paul Bird with us as well tonight as the Mets lead 5-2. Matt Whistler will start his second inning of relief with Reyes, the pitcher's spot, and then Ahmed Rosario. I understand things have gotten a little chippy over in Pittsburgh, where the Pirates and Cubs are playing today.
I was just wondering about that.
Chan Hartzog has the full play-by-play story on his eraser board over here. Remember Anthony Rizzo with that controversial slide at the plate. It was not called interference, and later baseball admitted they messed up. This afternoon, well, Rizzo's not been hit by a pitch, but Wilson Contreras, the Cubs catcher, has been hit twice.
Why would you do that if that's intentional?
And then John Lester hit Nick Kingham, the Pittsburgh rookie starter who's opposing the Cubs.
He did one of the plunkings of Contreras.
Two balls, no strikes for Jose Reyes, who's 0 for 2 and hitting a .156. And it's going to drop ever further as he rolls out to second. Good start for Matt. One man down. So Sewald has given the Mets a couple of innings. He did give up 2 runs. And Phillip Evans, who was part of the New York Met contingent that took up the whole first class section of the Vegas to Atlanta flight yesterday, is going to come on and pinch hit. Two runs, 1 earned allowed by Sewald, who, if this lead holds, I presume could be credited with the win. He has not yet picked up a big league victory. We've seen Evans a time or two. He's been up and down between the big league club and the minor leagues for New York. Hit .303 in 19 games last year. A 15th round pick by New York back in 2011. And he is retired on 3 pitches.
Good work.
That's a good 2-strike breaking ball there.
So see, it's there.
Yeah,
It's there.
It's 3 strikeouts already.
2 up, 2 down for Rosario, the Mets shortstop. Strike 1.
Every mistake that Matt makes gets hit. It's not popped up, you know, the hitter's frustrated over missing a good pitch. It's hit, and it's hit hard.
Like that. Rosario a base hit. He continues his good work, his 4th hit of the series, and that turns the lineup over to Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo scored twice. He's got a 3rd inning hit. He also tapped out to the pitcher to end the New York 4th. And an amazing story. This kid, no high school ball, out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Five runs, 8 hits for New York. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Braves. The pitch. That was laced out of play foul.
Did you ever play American Legion ball, Tommy?
I did.
It's good stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Forget where they have their national championship. I want to say like New Mexico, like Hobbs, New Mexico or someplace.
Yeah, I don't know. I never made it that far.
Nor did I.
No balls and a strike. Good try, but called a ball. Cubs did beat Pittsburgh. That's an 8-6 final. Cubs won 7-0 yesterday. Cardinals 6-1 over Milwaukee, trying to exact some revenge against the Brewers, who have been tremendous. Milwaukee started play with the best record in the National League. That loss snaps their 4-game winning streak. St. Louis now 4 out in the Central. Phillies and Dodgers just underway. No score out west. Good news for the Phillies. Rhys Hoskins, who fouled that ball off his face against Kenley Jansen last night, no major damage.
Very fortunate there.
One. Eltai called a strike.
Chan looked it up for me. The World Series for American Legion, Shelby, North Carolina.
Got the word on Steven Matz. You might have heard it on the press box PA. Discomfort, middle finger, left hand for Steven Matz. They took x-rays. All those came back negative, which would be positive news for New York, at least initially. But certainly frightening news after Noah Syndergaard was placed on the DL today with a strained ligament in his right index finger.
Well, that would be the concern, is he's got something similar to that going on.
Two balls, 2 strikes for Brandon Nimmo. Hammer down the right field line. That's trouble. Rosario can really run. He's around second, on his way to third. They're going to wave him. Ozzie loads up. His throw to the plate is on target. And not in time. He got in. So a 2-out, 2-strike, 2-base hit for Brandon Nimmo extends the New York lead.
That was a great relay and a terrific throw by Ozzie. The same day he was out practicing his bunting, Tyler Flowers was practicing blocking the plate, taking throws just like this and trying to get in front of the runner.
And remember, even if the Braves wanted to challenge, they can't. They lost their challenge when they took a look at a bang play off the bat of Nick Markakis in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That call was confirmed, and the Braves are without a challenge as a result.
That appeared to be the right call by Chris Guccione. Nice slide by Rosario.
So Matt got the first 2 outs. Gave up a hit to Rosario, a 2-strike double to Nimmo, and the Mets now lead 6-2.
Boy, since the injury to Cespedes, Nimmo has been a wonderful gift to the New York Mets and their contributions.
Well, there's some who are wondering in New York why more of their youngsters aren't playing more games. All due respect to Jose Bautista, with all due respect to Adrian Gonzalez, those guys aren't a part of their futures. Conforto and Nimmo are. And now Flowers and Whistler can't get together on the signs with a runner at second base. You can understand the concern Matt has here with Asdrubal Cabrera, because he's already hit 2 home runs tonight.
Fastball right there against Anibal Sanchez, 402 feet. Fastball right there from Matt Whistler. A long one too.
I'm sure he's generating a lot of bat speed, but boy, his swing looks nice and smooth and under control. Ball has been jumping off his bat tonight. Yeah, it's bounced to Freddie Freeman. Tricky hop, but he stayed with it. And that will retire the side. New York adds to the lead. Nimmo doubles home Rosario. It's now 6-2. We invite you to stay tuned for the middle of the 7th. Coming up, it's the stretch presented by Advanced Auto Parts. Joe, we told everybody one lefty in the New York pen, and Mr. Blevins is the personification of reverse splits.
No doubt about it. He's a little three-quarter arm, sidearm, funky, good breaking ball, big sweeper. Took a loss his last time out. In fact, his last 3 outings were against Milwaukee, and he took that loss 2 days ago without recording an out.
We'll give you the reverse split numbers after the first pitch to Johan Camargo, who's batting right-handed. Johan can switch hit. Righties are hitting 1 for 10 against Blevins. Lefties are 8 for 27 against him. So maybe a decoy when he had Blevins up with Freeman and Markakis a couple of innings ago when the Braves scored their 2 runs. We'll see how this works out. Popped up and long run Gonzalez. Adrian can't get there. 2 balls and a strike.
3 of his last 4 outings, he has not recorded an out. He's either walked a batter or given up a hit in those 3 outings without getting an out.
Two-one pitch. Top fly back toward us. Don't know if even batting left-handed was a consideration for Camargo, whether that's something he felt comfortable doing against Jerry. We'll see how it works out. Two balls, 2 strikes. Missed inside. Hard hit ball to Rosario. Took a long look at the baseball, but made a strong throw. Camargo out on an atom ball. He's 0 for 3 and 0 for 1 against Blevins. Been a very exciting month for Jerry Blevins in 2018. Jerry and his wife welcomed a baby boy, Ellis Lane Blevins. 6 pounds 7 ounces, born on May 14th. And Charlie takes a strike. Culberson an RBI hit that put the Braves on the board in the 4th. That made it a 4-1 New York lead. They've added single runs in the 5th and 6th. Anibal Sanchez started, gave up 4 runs in 4 innings. Whistler's given up single runs in the 5th and 6th. Matz due up 4th this inning. The pitch is out of play. 1-2. Boston won again. They beat Toronto 8-3. Mookie Betts did not start again. Remember, he didn't play against the Braves. A sore side knocked him out.
They haven't missed him.
No.
With the exception of that game against Atlanta.
Washington held off Baltimore and beat them 3-2. So for the moment, the Nationals have pulled into a tie in the East. They won their 31st game tonight. Nationals are in Thursday through Sunday. They're red hot. They've won 5 in a row now. The 2-2. That'll scatter the Mets. And Charlie stays alive. Colorado beating the Giants 5-1. Arizona 2, Cincinnati 1, San Diego 2, Miami nothing out west. Keep you updated on the Phillies and Dodgers as well. Blevins ready. His 2-2 pitch. Low and away.
That was a good take. Tough one to lay off.
And Charlie walks. All help appreciated. Down 4 here in the 6th. And Dansby's the hitter. The Mets walked him intentionally in the 2nd to get to the pitcher. That worked. And then Dansby doubled in the 4th. He's had runners 2nd and 3rd, 1 out that inning, but couldn't push across a 3rd run. Craft and Guile, the name of the game for Blevins. You might see Dustin Peterson. Perhaps we'll see. For the moment, Matt Whistler is in the on-deck circle. Taken low. 1-1.
These guys throw a lot of off-speed pitches, don't they?
Yep.
Might be a good game plan. I don't know if I'd throw any of the Braves fastballs as good as they hit them. One and one. At the knees, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Had him looking for something off speed there, and he took it.
Blevins went 6-0 last year. 11-2 coming into this season while wearing a Mets uniform. He broke in with Oakland. Pitched in 2014 out of the Nationals bullpen. He has not pitched fewer than 63 games in each of the last 5 years. With the exception, I should say, of 2015. So 5 out of 6 for Blevins with a heavy workload. And that was taken low. 2-2. Blevins went to the University of Dayton, walked on to the Flyers baseball team. "34 years old, out of Johnson City, Tennessee. That's where he was born." 2-2. Hammered toward left. Bautista playing deep. Gets to the track and makes the catch shy of the fence. Dansby hit it hard, but it goes unrewarded, and with 2 outs, Whistler will hit for himself. Braves need innings out of Matt.
Good at bat by Dansby. Crushed that. And if Bautista's not playing so deep, it's easily over his head.
If Dansby had reached, we might have seen a pinch hitter. Maybe Matt can keep the inning alive.
He's going deep. This is a pitcher's hitting speed.
Pretty good swing.
Go ball.
Dang it, hit it to the wrong part of the park.
Doggone it. Again, right size, wrong shape. Whistler and the Braves out of luck in the 6th.
7th, time for our Xfinity game break. Couple of former Braves having a nice night for the Houston Astros. Let's take a look at Charlie Morton. What a night for him. 6 innings, just 3 runs, struck out 10. Now, Evan Gattis had a big night. A home run, his 7th, also a sac fly. They had a nice game going for the Stros, and then the Yankees battled back. Brett Gardner has just hit a 2-run shot in the bottom of the ninth. They have gone to extras, tied at 5, fellas.
That's one question I think the Astros have in the middle months of this 2018 season. They have an overwhelmingly good starting rotation. Can Ken Giles close games for him?
Yes. He wasn't in there tonight.
But I'm saying he has had his problems, had horrible problems in the playoffs last year for them.
He's another guy that lacks some confidence.
Boy, what a turnaround for Charlie Morton. Holy cow.
You'd never know. If he didn't have his name on the back of his jersey, you wouldn't know that was him.
No.
You know who he patterned that delivery after? The late, great Roy Halladay. Good for him.
Tell you what, that breaking ball was amazing.
Jose Bautista versus Matt Whistler. This will be Matt's final inning. His spot's due first when the Braves come up. I take that back. Matt was the last out. Take that back. My mistake. So hopefully it'll not be Matt's last inning. He can take care of the Mets here in the 7th inning. Bautista rolls it foul, 0-2. Mets have scored in every inning but the 2nd tonight. Those add-on runs so heartbreaking. New York got it to 4-0. Atlanta got 2. New York was single runs in the 5th and 6th. Good pitch. Bautista is strikeout victim number 4. 1 up and 1 man down. The stretch presented by Advance Auto Parts is coming up after Mets are subdued here. One bummer for the Astros is Brian McCann had to go to the DL. Sore knee. Shelves Brian for the next 10 days. They have another former Brave and Evan Gattis who can put on the harness. One ball, no strikes for Conforto. Fly ball, well hit right. Markakis checks the wall, and right at the Georgia power sign, hauls it in.
That's one where you got to have a lot of help. You know you're getting close. He took a peek, but he knew he was getting close, and you got to have your center fielder there to tell you you're okay, and you got room.
Here's Mesoraco. First pitch swing, fly ball left. Culberson's there. Whistler has a 1-2-3 inning, 6-2 New York. Now it's time for the stretch.
It's time for the stretch, presented by Advance Auto Parts and brought to you in part by Valvoline. Welcome to the stretch, brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. Jerome Jurenovich, Brian Jordan. National League East, as we know, BJ, absolutely terrific baseball so far this season. The Washington Nationals starting to make their move. They're in the Beltway Classic there, going up against the Orioles, and they're flexing an awful lot of muscle tonight. There he goes. National League leading now 17th of the season there, BJ. It didn't take long, did it, to make it 1-0. But, you know,
free agent.
Manny Machado saying somebody trade for him.
Another free agent next year.
Wow. His 16th of the season. That's up 2-1 at this point in the 4th when Mark Reynolds says, you know, I got a little power in my bat as well. So
how about
the Nats
that pickup for the Nationals? Whoa.
Absolutely. As you can see, the Nationals power their way to a victory tonight. Now, of course, the Phillies, what an acquisition this was. Jake Arrieta. A lot of people didn't want him. The Phillies said, okay, we'll take him. And he's just been golden as of late.
He is pitching with a chip on his shoulder this year. He's going to prove those big market teams who didn't sign him wrong.
It should be a good one out in L.A. Arrieta and Maeda. Of course, right now, Nick Williams has gone deep to back him up. It is 1-0 in the second. The Phillies are on top of that one. As you can see, there is your leader still in the National League East. The Nationals now have won 5 in a row after beating Baltimore tonight. They are red hot. We got to go up against them. And that Phillies pitching staff has been one of the big surprises in baseball, not just the National League East this year.
Well, the Nats are getting healthy, and they're starting to look like it. Mark Reynolds was a huge pickup. Nobody signed this guy as a free agent in the offseason. The Nats eased in and got him, and he has been an impact player for these guys. And Matt Adams swinging the bat well. So these Nats are really starting to pick it up, and watch out for those Phillies. Arrieta's leading the way in that starting rotation.
All right, we're going to get you back upstairs to the booth right after we check in with our good friends from Advance Auto Parts.
Now until June 27th, purchase 5 quarts of any Valvoline motor oil at Advance Auto Parts. Upload your receipt at teamvalvoline.com/advance, and you'll receive a Pit Pal bobblehead of your choice.
Thank you, Jerome and BJ. Back here at SunTrust Park, home 7th. Top of the order coming up for Atlanta versus Jerry Blevins. Atlanta down 4 runs. Braves have scored 95 runs from the 7th inning or later this year. They have their work cut out for them against Blevins, who faced 4 hitters in the 6th, walked 1. "19 pitches for him in the 6th inning. And downstairs. So here's where it gets interesting. It's the lefties who have given Blevins the most trouble. Inciarte bats left-handed. Albies switch hits. Freeman and Markakis left-handed hitters. Let's see how the Braves do against him with time running out. That corner called 2-1.
Liked it though, making him throw a strike, down by 4.
Little breaking ball is flipped out toward right, and Ender rolls around and skies out. 1 man down.
Need base runners, and that's been a problem since Inciarte walked in the 4th inning. The only base runner was Culberson, who walked in the 6th. Last hit was Swanson's double in the 4th.
Here's Ozzie. He's going to play to his strength. He's a higher average hitter from the right side. And he swings the first pitch and pops it up again. 2 outs. Albies has hit the ball in the air 3 times. He's 1 for 4 with a ground ball single. Conversely, Freddie Freeman's hit the ball on the ground 3 times, all 3 times to Cabrera at second base. Freddie with a little shot off the end of the bat, dumps it in front of Batista, and that's the 2nd hit Blevins has given up to a.
That's how you keep that hitting streak going with by lacing one.
Little drop volley serve into left field.
Roland Garros.
Right?
Yep.
It's an 11-game hitting streak for Freeman. To say that's the 2nd base runner Blevins has given up in the game, and Freeman just continues to give Blevins nightmares. Freddie's now 11 for 22 against him, which is why it would have been so great to see him come up in that 4th inning. And Albies gotten on, and Mickey Callaway had a decision: a tiring Paul Sewald or the lone lefty he's got. Blevins versus Freeman with base runners all over the place for the Braves, but it wasn't meant to be.
Two pretty fair country hitters at first base talking it over too.
Braves are still in the game, down 4 runs, 2 outs in the 7th. Markakis 0 for 3. Tantalizing breaking ball, drops in for a strike. 72 miles an hour on that curve.
Good pitch to get into the count with. You know, guys don't want to swing at that. You can throw it for a strike, get you an easy strike and ahead in the count.
Joe, you've said so many times that left-handers love to show that slow curveball to a left-hand hitter. Is that something Nick can look for in this sequence?
I think it was when he first went up there and got it. I don't know what it is, but it's not enough just to throw a curveball. They've got to throw it at you and make you flinch.
Well, a fastball across the shoe tops will make you flinch. Let's see what he has 1-1. Didn't get the corner. 2 balls and a strike. Quiet offensive night for the Braves. 2 runs on 5 hits. The game started by Steven Matz, who left after 3 innings of 1-hit shutout ball. A finger injury on his pitching hand. Downstairs, ball 3. This is Blevin's inning. Nobody up in the Mets pen. Tyler Flowers waiting on deck. And now Jacob Rame has gotten up for New York. Might see him if Markakis reaches. 3 balls and a strike. Fly ball hammered toward right center field. Long run and up against the wall. Conforto couldn't catch it. Freeman around third. He's going to score without a throw. The Braves get another 2-out run, and they're a run closer. It's 6-3. Nick Markakis with his 73rd hit and his 38th RBI.
And there's that reverse split you were talking about, Chip. 2 lefties in a row. A bloop drops in and then a rocket by Nick.
Tried to go down and away and threw it middle.
So the Braves do what they do so often and so well. They are starting to score runs in the late innings. The Mets will make a double switch here. Looks like Jose Bautista is going to be taken down for Jay Bruce. We'll see how the Mets align their outfield. Rame is ready. It looks like he's going to come on and face Tyler Flowers, who's already 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Long way to go. Mets are running out of relief pitchers. Blevins goes an inning and 2/3, allows 2 hits and a run. We'll see how Rame does next. Trust Park from our Xfinity cam. We had a 40-minute rain delay before first pitch. No problems with the weather since. The only trouble for the Braves has been the Mets. We have Bruce in right, Nimmo in left, and Jacob Rame on the mound. Rame pitched the 7th inning in Game 2 last night and struck out a pair. First pitch swing by Flowers. Little pop into shallow left, and Nimmo is there. And one pitch gets the Mets out of the 7th inning. 1 run, 2 hits. It's now 6-3 New York. We go to the 8th.
Over the Braves in the 8th. Well, DJ Peterson and Dustin Peterson grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. They always dreamed of playing in the big leagues, and in 2013 they were both taken within the first 50 picks. Dustin coming in at number 50 and DJ coming in at number 12. Always dreamed of getting to the big leagues, so when he got the call yesterday, he called his brother, who was in AAA Louisville with the Reds, and said, "Big bro, I got called up first," to which DJ started crying and tearing up, called the Reds, said, "I got to go fly and see my Major League brothers debut." The Reds gave him the okay, but guys, unfortunately, the flight got canceled and he wasn't able to get here, but he's so excited for his brother. And yes, Dustin will have another great story to tell, guys.
That's awesome, Birdie. Adrian Gonzalez leads off the New York 8th. Well, had DJ known it was going to be a long night, he might have been able to jump in the car and drive from Louisville to Atlanta.
Might have been faster.
Yeah.
Bad weather all around. It's too bad.
And Peterson hit for the first time in the big leagues around 1:20 in the morning today. It was the last out in the Mets Game 2 win last evening, as Whistler begins his 4th inning of relief. Braves are down 3 runs. Hold them here, give the Braves bats a chance. Popped him up. That ball's carrying out pretty well, though, toward left. Culberson backpedaling and to the edge of the track makes the grab. So Gonzalez 1 for 4. That brings up Reyes. Jose is 0 for 3. Good choice there. Strike 1. Economical pitch count for Mr. Whistler. His 50th is coming up. The 2-1. Ball 3. Heard Jerome say a moment ago the Phillies lead the Dodgers 1-0. Jake Arrieta pitching that game for Philadelphia. He has one career win at Dodger Stadium. Bouncing ball. That'll be a nice comeback. 2 outs. And that one win for Arrieta, a doozy. It was a no-hitter. In 2015, he struck out 12 while with the Cubs that day. And Jay Bruce is coming on. He came in the flip-flop batting order a moment ago.
I don't know how many wins Kent Mercker had, but he too threw a no-hitter at Dodger
Yes, he
Stadium.
did. I've heard you tell the story to us many a times when you saw Kent Mercker after that magical performance. His comment to you was one for the ages.
Yeah, he didn't realize the mic was hot. I was interviewing him after the game down by the dugout, and he goes, "Was that lucky or what?"
It's awesome.
There's always a little bit of luck involved in a no-hitter, but a lot of it is good stuff.
Ken had a good arm. You know, we talk about, I don't know how to describe it, but besides you, John, and Maddox, the guys that are also kind of a support part of your rotations through the years, sometimes Kent's name gets left out.
Fly ball center. That should be caught by Ender, and Whistler has now set down 7 straight. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Braves need 3 to tie now. 6-3 score. With the Fox Sports Go app, you can catch your Braves anywhere in the U.S. Just log into the app, click on the Braves matchup for that day, and you're all set. As a base hit for Camargo gets things started in the Atlanta 8th. As always, Braves baseball on Fox Sports Go is presented by your Atlanta Hyundai dealers. Let's see if that base hit revs the Atlanta offensive engine. Down 6-3. Culberson's been on twice. An RBI hit highlights his night. That was back in the 4th. Jacob Rame delivers, and Charlie pops the first pitch up. Mesoraco at the screen won't have a play. Thankfully, strike 1.
That's a break. 5 of the last 6 Braves hitters have swung at the first pitch.
That sure made it easy on Blevins and Rame to end the 7th. And we don't know who's available for New York. It'd be nice to see Atlanta put some pressure on him, make him throw a lot of pitches. Did that with Sewald in the 4th inning, but he gave up just 2. Charlie swings at the 2nd one and is behind 0-2 on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
This guy throws hard. We saw him in the wee hours yesterday or today. Got him from the Dodgers for Curtis Granderson.
That was close.
That was a good pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Zaralka wants this one upstairs.
Line right back where it came from. A 1-2 single. And now Atlanta has the tying run coming to the batter's box. Camargo a hit. Culberson a hit.
This from center field, this is about as pure as it gets. They want a high pitch, but look at it. It's coming right back at you. I mean, almost on the same plane as it was delivered, right back at you.
I don't know what you've done to even set that pitch up to begin with. You haven't, I mean, you really haven't done anything to get him off a fastball. And now, you know, if you're going to go up there, you better miss way up there.
So again, Atlanta has some base runners. Can't afford to let this opportunity slip away. 2 on, nobody out, and Dansby the hitter. He's walked, he's doubled, and he's squared one up, but lined out to Batista deep in left. Brandon Nimmo, the man out there now. A good cut by Dansby. Fouled away, strike 1. And the Braves getting after it aggressively early in the count, as they so often do with runners in scoring position.
And the outfield deep to try to prevent a double. They'll concede an easy single, but nothing over their head.
Pretty slider, 0-2. Preston Tucker's on deck. He's the last left-handed hitting extra man available for the Braves. New York has no left-handed pitching left in their pen. Good stop. That saved 2 bases. One by Camargo and one by Culberson potentially.
Nice play by Devin. Beauty.
The Braves walked off in game 1 in their last at bat. Atlanta has 6 outs left, down 3. The 1-2. Poked into shallow center. Long run. Can anybody get there? No, it drops in and everybody's safe. 2 bolts and a bloop, and the Braves are in business. With 2 strikes, Swanson put it in play and found a vacant spot in front of Conforto, and they're loaded with nobody out.
Like I said, they'll concede a cheap single. They just don't want to give up a double, so that bloop, way too far for anybody to catch up to it.
So now the Mets infield, with the exception of Asdrubal Cabrera, gathers on the mound as they ponder their options. Tucker has been announced as a pinch hitter. He's 6 for 19 in a pinch for the Braves. So he bats for Matt Whistler. Matt went 4 innings, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts.
He really settled in his last 3 innings.
Set down the last 7 in a row.
You see, Tucker's aggressive on the first pitch.
He was, and had a good pass at it. Strike 1. Rame has seen 4 hitters. He's thrown 11 pitches. Number 12 just missed. Tucker, the 5th man he's faced, and he's got an even count. Hits are even at 9. Game on the bases for the Braves. The 1-1. Good cut, but he got it by him. 1-2.
Maybe he'll have some confidence in that and throw him another fastball a little lower in the zone.
And maybe he'll try to throw that high one again.
Yeah.
Throw it down the middle.
Good speed aboard for the Braves. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. And he's still alive. Braves have scored their 96th run in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning this year. One of the more remarkable features of this club is their ability to score against teams' setup men and closers. The 1-2 pitch. Good eye. Now it's 2-2. He's got to feel like he's back in the count after falling behind 0-2. Here it is. Bouncing ball hit to short. That's exactly what the Mets were praying for, but he beat it. They got the ground ball, but couldn't turn 2. Camargo scores. It's 6-4. Hitting left-handed. Bought Tucker an extra step, and that was the difference.
He's not the fastest Atlanta Brave either, but boy, did he hustle down the line and just get there in time. Cabrera didn't get much on that throw. He was playing Tucker to pull a little bit and had too far to go to get that feed.
Go Gator, and Tucker beats the wrap. So now the lineup card turns to the top. Inciarte, Albies, and then we hope Freddie Freeman. Ender is 0 for 2. He's walked and has been hit by a pitch. Swing and a shot deep right center field. That ball is deep. That ball is off the base of the wall. 2 runs will score. Ender around second, on his way to third. Inciarte with a first pitch rocket ties it up.
Almost hit it out of here, right at the base of the fence in front of the bullpen. Again, another first pitch swing, guys. And man, it came off the fence hard, right by Conforto.
So a world of options available for Albies here. The infield's going to creep in. Fast runner at third. Albies swing and a miss at a breaking ball. It's 0-1. Would you dare bunt here?
Sure.
Squeeze. Certainly not for a hit, but
no.
Six in the 8th. The pitch. Rolled foul, and now Ozzy's got to protect. Then it's a choice for New York. Freeman and then Markakis. Mets led 6-2. The Braves have scored 4 unanswered. And Ozzy on 3 pitches strikes out.
It went soft, and then the high heater.
And the choice is made for New York. No way did they let Freddie Freeman try to beat them. So now they've picked their poison. It'll be Markakis, who doubled in the 7th inning with 2 outs to bring home the 3rd Atlanta run. I don't envy any major league manager making this particular decision.
I want to go back to something we talked about, though, at the beginning of the game, early in the game, about the Braves getting a runner at third, less than 2 outs, and not putting the ball in play. And there's another case in point.
Braves left 2 in scoring position in the 4th, 1 in the 7th. They've got Enciarte 90 feet away. Now 2 outs from Markakis. And he takes a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. If they fall behind Nick, they do have a base open, Tom, and a right-hand hitter on deck.
Yeah, I mean, you
wouldn't be their first choice.
No. Still got to be careful with Nick. I mean, I know you hate to walk another run into scoring position, but righty, you're still playing the percentages.
1 ball, 1 strike. Big hole left side for Nick if he can fill it. The pitch popped him up. Markakis got jammed and pops it up to the shortstop, and the Braves settle for 3 in the 8th. They get it tied 6-6. What a game. We go to the 9th. Before we tell you about his terrific season, let's step aside for a message from Advance Auto Parts.
Visit your nearest Advance Auto Parts store to get the quality parts you want from people that know a lot about them.
This young man is having an all-star caliber first half for the Braves. He will try to keep it tied and give the Braves a chance to walk off again in the 9th inning. Look at these eye-popping Winkler numbers.
That average against right-handed batters is incredible. They are 4 for 48 against him. His last outing, he gave up 2 unearned runs in a very fateful 7th inning against the Red Sox, where Ozzie made an error to start the inning, and the Braves lost by 2 in that game, and they got 2 runs in the 7th to kind of pad their lead at the time.
So a right-hander greets him first. It's Ahmed Rosario. He is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Whistler gave up 2 runs in 4 innings. Braves have scored the last 4 unanswered. And that's where we stand, 6-6 after 8. Atlanta 6 runs, 10 hits. They've left 10 on base. That's only part of that story. 8 of the 10 runners for Atlanta have been left at second or third base. But a big triple for Ender ties it up. Little line drive softly hit into right field, and a rare base hit from a right-hand hitter against Winkler.
And this guy's hot.
Told you, hitting almost 300 in his last 22 games. He's 2 for 4 tonight and has 5 hits in the series.
And that move by the manager to put the pitcher 8th and bat him 9th comes through again as he's leading off an inning.
Speaking of hot, Brandon Nimmo is tonight. He's been on base 3 times. He scored twice, including a 6th inning 2-out RBI double. Let's see how New York plays it. Rosario has not been particularly successful in stolen bases. He's 3 out of 7. Nimmo stole 2 bags in the first inning. Tied him up. That was nasty. Strike 1.
Almost hit him in the knee.
That truly would have been a knee. Oh. Had it plunked him.
It would have.
No balls and a strike. The pitch.
Foul ball?
I believe so. 0-2. So there's a break. Nimmo didn't want to, but the ball found the lumber. Yep. Nothing and 2. Crowd quiet in a 6-6 game, and he hit it on an 0-2 pitch.
He's kind of becoming like Derek Dietrich down in Miami. He doesn't care if you hit him or not. Although that one didn't feel good.
No.
So neither Whistler nor Winkler can retire the first batter. Nimmo gets a break, such as it is, getting hit with an 0-2 pitch, and now Cabrera, with 2 homers to his credit tonight, digs in. The pitcher spot is due next, and Guillorme is the man on deck. A bunt try, and a half-hearted one at that. Strike 1 for Cabrera, who does not have a sacrifice bunt this year.
That may have surprised the Mets manager, Mickey Callaway, too. That was a real late show.
Cabrera has a grand total of 1 sacrifice hit as a member of the Mets. That's in over 300 at bats.
Yeah, I'm thinking his manager doesn't want him bunting right here. When you got 2 home runs, you're swinging the bat well. Find a gap is what he's thinking.
No balls and a strike. And way outside for an even count.
That was a good pitch because it was a fact-finding mission. See if he was really going to square around again.
2 on, nobody out in the New York 9th. Two and 1. Late swing. A strikeout would be nice. And if it's cleanly caught, that would keep the double play in order. This guy is, as we've said, a real tough out. 21 multi-hit games this year. Cabrera hitting over .333 on the road. And a 2-homer game. Players wouldn't mind a double play ball either. 2-2 pitch. Strike him out. Big pitch boring in on his hands. And Cabrera is out number 1.
As a cutter, he was trying to throw Nimmo. One that Nimmo held on a little too long and plunked him. That was a perfect pitch, set up real well by the fastball away. Big pitch.
So this young man had an impressive night last night. Guillorme had 2 hits in game 1. He had 2 hits in game 2. He knocked in 3. Very tough man to strike out in the minor leagues last year. 2 on, 1 out now for Luis Guillorme. A little dribbler hit to Ozzie. He'll go to second for 1. No other play for Swanson. Nimmo's forced out. Rosario to third. And now you've got Winkler versus Conforto. Little harder and they had a chance. Two on, nobody out for New York. Now it's 2 on, 2 outs. Game still tied. Conforto 1 for 3, a single and a walk.
Pressure on Tyler Flowers here to keep everything in front of him. If anything hits in the dirt, defensively, you got to make a play in the inning.
There's a good start, a strike. So Rain blows the save in the 8th inning. He goes an inning and a third, 4 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 1 strikeout. Strikeout a biggie. That kept Ender at third base. He would have been the 7th Atlanta run. 0-1 pitch. He is upstairs. Same scenario for Winkler here. He's got a base open. If things go awry against Conforto, you've got Mesoraco, the catcher, waiting on deck. Blew it right on by him. 1 more, baby. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Freddie's telling Winkler he's going to play behind Guillorme at first. Winkler ready. Here comes his 1-2 pitch. Runner goes. It's high. And the Braves watch Guillorme stand at second base. No stolen base. That takes away the force at second. And now it's an even count for Conforto.
About time for that cutter again, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really cutting. Tyler's got to throw his body in front of it. First base unoccupied in case it's in the dirt. Two balls, 2 strikes. Strike came out. Dan Winkler, 2 on, nobody out, gets out of a gigantic 9th inning mess. Incredible. Can the Braves walk off in the 9th again against New York? We're about to find out. Bottom of the 9th coming up. some kind of game. Mets had their way early. Mickey Callaway's club was rolling along. They had a 6-2 lead, and then the Braves got going after Asdrubal Cabrera did his thing with a 2-homer night. Atlanta got 2 runs in the 4th, 1 in the 7th, and then fellas really put it together in the 8th inning as Ender Inciarte tripled home the game tying runs to give Brian Snitker and his club a chance for another walk-off victory, something the Braves manager has gotten very used to. 44 last at bat wins for number 43 since taking over as the Braves manager in May 2 years ago.
Yeah, just kind of kept hanging around, had some opportunities they didn't do anything with, and then did what they typically seem to be doing now. 8th inning, put it all together, tied the game, and now have an opportunity here in the 9th to walk it off.
It's Gerson Bautista. Again, Lugo and Robles may be unavailable. Gesellman may be unavailable. If that's the case, they've got Bautista and Familia left in their bullpen. Braves want to end this game in the 9th with Tyler Flowers, Camargo, and Culberson coming up. And it's off the plate, ball 1.
At 99. Four-seam fastball, 97 to 99, slider, changeup.
Bautista was the Mets' 26th man for the doubleheader yesterday. He obviously remains in the beleaguered Mets bullpen. Between Vegas and Double-A this year, 1-0 with a 5.95 ERA. And that one, Powder River at 98. Mets got him at the trading deadline from Boston with Jamie Callahan and Steven Nogasek for Addison Reed. The 2-1 pitch for Flowers. Is that a cutter or a splitter?
I don't know. I thought it was maybe a fastball that just ran.
That's what I thought.
Crazy action on that pitch, and Tyler had an awkward swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. High fly ball, shallow right. In comes Jay Bruce, and he makes the play. There's the all-important first out of the 9th. Nice comeback for Bautista. Here's Camargo. Well, you know how this 9th inning is setting up, don't you? Talked earlier tonight about Charlie Culberson and his walk-off homers. He is due up 3rd.
Yes, he is.
Unless Johan decides to upstage him here. He has a single and a run. Swing and a drive down the line. Did he get enough? He did! The Braves walk off again on a line drive homer by Johan Camargo.
You had a feeling that was trouble because Jay Bruce came running straight into the infield.
Yeah, that was either gone or was going to knock the brick wall down, and he was going to be ready for the ricochet.
Exactly. Oh, that cleared by plenty.
The kids knew it, and the Atlanta Braves score the last 5 runs tonight. 5 runs from the 7th inning on, giving them 100 such runs this year. For Brian Snitker, it is comeback last at bat win number 45 as the manager of the Braves. And again, the Braves take advantage of the Mets bullpen, which was forced into overtime when Steven Matz left with injury. And the Braves win their 32nd game and will remain in first place by themselves, even with Washington winning tonight. Unbelievable. Johan Camargo, Franco Garcia standing by with Paul Bird. Paul?
Absolutely outstanding. You guys continue to have these wins that are incredible. Tonight, you are the hero. What did it feel like? Walk us through that last at-bat.
Bueno, el equipo continúa de ganar de esta manera. Esta noche tú fuiste el héroe. Cuéntanos de cómo te sientes o cómo te sentiste en ese turno de bateo.
O sea, bueno, primeramente, gracias por la entrevista. Gracias a Dios. Esta victoria se la dedico a mi mamá que está cumpliendo años. Como decía, o sea, esta victoria se la dedico a mi mamá, está cumpliendo años. O sea, fui por un picheo, la verdad. Salió en la hora oportuna y lo pude conectar.
First of all, of course, thank you for the interview, and always like thank God. And honestly, today I just want to chalk it up to my mom. It's her birthday, and she's here, and I'm just glad that she's here with me. And she's here right now. And honestly, I just wasn't during that at bat. I was just looking for a pitch to hit and drive, and luckily it worked out.
Absolute great story. You guys have a good thing going on here. Struggled early, but again, you guys find ways to win and be part of this.
Bueno, o sea, tuvieron dificultades al principio, pero ustedes siguen batallando y continúan de encontrar diferentes maneras de cómo ganar. O sea, cuéntanos de eso, de cómo este equipo hace eso.
Bueno, sabemos que tuvimos 2 días, bueno, el día de ayer fue un día pesado también, el equipo viene de eso y bueno, la verdad, el equipo nunca baja la cabeza, siempre aprovecha las oportunidades para ganar el juego.
Yeah, you know, yesterday was a long day, but this team, we never keep our heads down. I think we're always optimistic and we'll always continue to fight and try to take advantage of every opportunity that's given to us.
Good pitching and Ender with that big triple. Then it was you tonight.
Bueno, el picheo estuvo espectacular esta noche, después Ender con ese triplete y entonces después fuiste tú, obviamente con el jorronazo.
O sea, bueno, sí, bueno, no tengo palabras para decir, o sea, le doy gracias a Dios a la hora oportuna, o sea, en lo que pueda contribuir en el equipo, o sea, lo voy a hacer.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. I just give thanks to God, and I'm just grateful for these opportunities that are given to me to contribute to the team.
Mom, come on over here. You're proud of your boy.
¿Estás orgulloso de tu hijo?
Súper orgullosa. Hoy más mi cumpleaños con mayor razón.
I mean, extremely proud. It being on my birthday, I mean, can't even tell.
Guys, this is the first time I've ever interviewed a mom. This was a fantastic moment and a new career thing for me. Franco Garcia, as always, you're becoming a cult figure here in Atlanta. Thanks for the translation. Sorry for the long interview, guys. There was just too much to cover here. Camargo does it in fantastic fashion.
Paul, nobody's complaining about a walk-off homer mom birthday interview after a major league comeback win for the Braves. 7-6 the final score. The Braves score the last 5 runs to stun the Mets, whose bullpen was worn out and working overtime after Steven Matz left. What a game. What a game. This team is something else. Atlanta now 7-2 against the Mets. Try to win the series outright tomorrow. Julio Teheran against Jason Vargas. Remember, Noah Syndergaard disabled today. And Atlanta walks off. What an incredible night. Plenty of things to talk about with you on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. That's coming right up. For Paul Bird, for Tom Glavine, Joe Simpson, Chip Carey, and our entire crew. What a way to end a spectacular Tuesday night in Atlanta. Braves win at 7-6. Braves Live coming right up.